Mic 2 testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic 2 testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic 1 testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic 1 testing 1, 2.
This is an ABP network production, and you are watching the DP World PGTI Tour 2026.
The DP World Players Championship moves base from New Delhi to Kolkata, the city known for its iconic Howrah Bridge and the Victoria Memorial, the grandeur of Durga Puja celebrations, and the tempting sweet rasogullas. The 2026 season has seen two different champions in two events, with Jared Hack and Honey Basoya taking home the honors. There isn't much gap to separate the two champions from each other on the DP World PGTI Order of Merit list, but the likes of seasoned campaigners Kalin Joshi, Manu Gandas, Ajitesh Sandhu, and the return of Shaurya Bhattacharya will provide a competitive field at the DP World Players Championship 2026 powered by Urbana. Fresh from the 72 league player auctions, which witnessed serious bidding war amongst the 6 franchisees, the platform is set for India's premier golfers at the Tollygunge Club to make their mark. The 18-hole, 70-par, 100-acre championship golf course at the Tollygunge Club is designed by internationally reputed golf architects. The all-season course is rich in challenge and natural appeal. It caters to different skill levels, and it remains to be seen if the third tournament of the year will see yet another contender for the title and the lion's share of the 1.5 crore rupees prize money. Much more on this as we head to our pre-match show with our guests.
A very warm welcome to all our viewers from the iconic Tollygunge Club. We are bringing you live action from round 3 of the DP World Players Championship 2026 powered by Urbana. And joining me here in the pre-show this morning is Mr. Indrajit Balotia, one of India's most well-known professionals, and he hails from Kolkata. He knows the conditions really well here at the Tollygunge Club. We'll talk to him about that later, but before we proceed, just want to give you a lowdown of what we can look forward to today. We'll be featuring the 3 leader groups. Group 8, Jairaj Singh Sandhu, Anshul Kaptial and Akshay Niranjan in that group. Group 9, Pranav Mardikar, Honey Basoya, the winner last week, and Jared Hack, the winner of the season opener all the way from Las Vegas, United States. And finally, the leading group, Group 10, consisting of Sanjeev Kumar, Kshitij Naveed Kaul and Shaurya Bhattacharya, are leader for the first 2 days. Well, it's now time to engage Mr. Balotia in the conversation. Sir, you know this golf course well. You know what it looks like. After 2 days, Shaurya was the leader by 4 shots. We just checked the leaderboard. He now has a lead of 5 shots. What can we expect over the next 2 days?
Yeah, this golf course is unique and it looks very simple, but it doesn't play that simple. I think the secret to playing this golf course is you need to get through the first 5 holes around par and then manage the last 3 holes. So between the 6th and the 15th, you really have a lot of opportunities to make birdies, and all the good scores that come in are the players who actually make a lot of birdies in between these 10 holes and manage the first 3 and the first 5 and the last 3 holes well.
Indrajit, we've seen this young crop coming up, making the country proud. They've earned their Asian Tour cards. There's Veer Elawat, Arjun Prasad, Shaurya Bhattacharya, all in the mix on the PGTI week in and week out. We saw Yuvraj Sandhu last year. Players, the professionals are getting younger day by day, stronger. They are hitting it longer. What do you make of this, being a coach yourself?
Yeah, well, I've been looking at the order of merit, and over the last couple of years, The top players have all been kids, under the age of 30. They're fearless. They hit the ball a mile. They've trained in a different way than the our times, because they are kids who actually look at nutrition, they look at their fitness, they work on their sports psychology, their mental toughness. It's a completely new breed of kids preparing completely differently. So obviously we are seeing those results.
You know, the leader Shaurya shows very less emotions on the course, very cool, calm, and collected. And the same goes for Kshitij Naveed Kaul, who was trailing him till yesterday. Very cool customer, hardly shows any emotion. Uh, he's always been in contention on the PGTI. Your thoughts on Kshitij? You may have seen him before.
Yeah, I mean both Shaurya and Kshitij, I think they know what they're doing. They are in control of themselves and it's trained. So they are mentally tough. They know exactly how to react, not to get too excited when they're doing well, or show negative emotions when they're struggling. So they know how to control their thoughts and emotions, and these are all done professionally. And I'm sure they're working with psychologists who help them perform this way, and they are all basically performing at their ideal performance state where they can control themselves.
You know, we spoke about the sport getting younger and younger, but there are also a lot of experienced names in the mix, like former Order of Merit champions Manu Gandas and Om Prakash Chauhan, and of course there's Ajitesh Sandhu, who's won international titles. Do you think they're getting a run for their money from the young lot now?
Oh, definitely. Well, I won't really call these veterans, because kids like Uganda and all are still very young. Professional golfer actually peaked somewhere post 30 till mid 45s. So these are actually kids who have a lot to go, and I think there are even players like Mukesh Kumar, who's 60 years old, and he's still making most cuts and competing. So these are the old guys actually. I wouldn't really think of Manu Gandas as a veteran.
Right, and let's talk about the conditions here. It's 10.3, the green speed, 27 degrees Celsius, the temperature, quite comfortable for the players. The summer hasn't really begun here in Kolkata, and you know, some of the par fours here, the players spoke about them quite scoring, and also the par fives. Your thoughts on the conditions?
Yeah, well, the conditions are perfect. It's not cold at all, and it's nice and pleasant. You're playing at 25, 26 degrees, so your body is warm enough, but you're not feeling the heat. The golf course is playing really good. I haven't seen Tolly Greens play so well in a long time. The fairways are good. They're thick and lush, but probably a little too thick. Uh, so the players are, I think, finding it a little difficult controlling their wedges. And Tolly is all about wedge play, and the greens are a little firm, and the pins are not that easy. They're not impossible, but they're not easy. So scoring is not going to be as easy as people would imagine Tolly to be.
You know, my director is in my ear. He's saying one last question, but I have to ask you two. One is your course record here, 10 under at the Tolly. What memories of that day?
Oh yeah, well, this was I think in the Warren Open many years back, 20 years back, and I was actually 10 under playing 9 under playing the last hole, 18th hole, and my tee shot stopped 2 inches short of the hole. It almost had a hole in one. That would have been a 59. I'm still surprised that the squad has not been. Something it's going to be, and definitely going to get broken. Only tough part is the 60 barrier. So, he's on the point of a, and he's around the 60 to actually try to make that a birdie.
So just a word on 72 the league. You were there in Delhi for the auction. How did it go for you?
Oh, I went well. I had a different take. Most of the teams picked up players on current form. We tried to pick up 5 players who were order of merit winners and good match play players. So the Kolkata team is probably age-wise the oldest but the most experienced.
Okay, thank you for your thoughts, Indrajit. That's it from the pre-show, and now
Thank you.
we hand over to the commentators box with Ashwin Krishnan, Rakesh Rao, and Rahul Banerjee.
हाँ हाँ नेट एक्सपायर्ड बता रहे हैं एक्सपायर्ड
आएगा यार ना
इसमें भी
अभी तो छोड़ो
go there.
Welcome to day 3 of the GP World Players Championship from the Polygon's Club in Kolkata. Shaurya Bhattacharya, the overnight leader, day 1 leader, in fact, continues to stay at the head of the field, currently on 13 under. It's the bunch behind him that is where the action is taking place. Akshay Sharma, Gerard Sandhu, Akshay Niranjan, and Sanjeev Kumar all clubbed together in joint second place. Jamal Hussain, Gaurav Pratap Singh, Mohammad Azhar, Aaron Rocky, and Manu Gandas tied for sixth. This is moving day at the DP World Players Championship at the Tolly, as it's famously called City of Joy. This has been brought to you by from our drone pilots on this verdant, very luxuriant course set in the heart of South Calcutta. Seen various iterations over the years. Anima Soya currently on the screen now. 29 years of age, an 8-time winner on the PGTI. Reasonably pleased with the result of that shot. Joining me today in the commentary booth are Rakesh Rao and Ashwin Krishnan. And as we take you through the day 3, like I mentioned a little while earlier, of the DP World Players Championship. This is the second one, the third event of the season, of the DP World PGTI season. I mean, we had the Chhattisgarh Open and the DP World Championship. Yeah, the Kutub Golf Course in Delhi to proceed, and we're well into the action on day 3. Rakesh, your thoughts on what we've seen so far and what is likely to happen?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Roman. Well, so far what we've seen is that overnight leader, Shaurya has dropped a shot, but his lead has increased by 1. That means he led the field with 4 shots, and now his lead stands at 5. It is more because those trailing him by 4 have dropped shots significantly. And there are 5 players who are trailing him 5 shots behind him. That is Om Prakash Chauhan, Akshay Sharma, Jairaj Singh Sandhu, Akshay Niranjan, and Sanjeev Kumar. So all these guys have all had a fantastic round so far. They all have moved at least.
Well, back to the action. We just saw Pranav Madikar tee off, and this is Jared Hack from American golfer who's made his way through the qualifying school. And on the screen, he's already a one-time winner of the DP World PGTI, having won the Chhattisgarh Open. Jared Hack prefers to play in shorts, as the PGTI has relaxed its rules as far as travel is concerned. A lot of people make most of it. Safety of the tee, he's a long hitter. He's at Chhattisgarh, he repeatedly, more than once, found the green off the tee. So, Rakesh, he's already proven himself to be quite a dangerous commodity. And I think the rest of the field will have to watch out as the season progresses.
Absolutely. And the way he has announced his arrival, I think he'll be the one to actually watch out for.
पीछे उन्होंने यूएसबी पॉलिसी चेंज की है तो उन्होंने कुछ ब्लॉक ना कर दिया हो
जो बोला था गेम
ठीक तो है सेटिंग सही है हेलो स्टूडियो में वहाँ पे देखो फिटू का एक बैटरी लगा हुआ है फिटू का एक बैटरी लगा हुआ है वो निकालने के लिए हमसे यहाँ कॉल कर सेलेक्ट करते हैं हाँ हाँ एक बैटरी है पता कर
बोलना कुछ
Based on what? Something?
सर एक बार देखिए आ रही है.
So here we see an aerial view of the famous cloud that Dollyganj, one of the oldest in the country. Look at that! What a sight that is. Back on the coast.
Ash, how far are you? You take you want to come for a bit?
दोनों आप कर लो सर, आपकी बात करता हूँ.
I want to do, पता नहीं कौन सी natural coffee.
ठीक है, मैं आके कर दूँगा.
You had a coffee and all.
आप कर. I'll come. That's an apple only. I struggle with the non-apples.
Sound.
Now we are used to apple.
Sound.
Apple. Apple only.
Oh,
Bullet here is a non-apple.
I know. I struggle with that. पूरा उल्टा इंटरप्रिटेशन है. हमारा ही उल्टा होगा. उल्टा ही है. हाँ, उल्टा ही है. बाद में.
I don't use it as an application. If you give me an Android, it's better. Android also struggle.
साला कोई भी कैमरा कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा.
Because we got so used to iPhone.
I know. I had one Android, one iPhone. I was so mad. Call करने से जल्दी से. 1 मिनट है.
हाँ. पता नहीं क्यों नहीं कर रहा मैच.
खाली है सब सब. रिपेयर मांग रहे हैं.
रिपेयर? फिर तो मोटा हो सब कुछ. उस बैठे तो बैठे. वो ना वो यहाँ पे चल रहा. कंट्रोल है.
What will you start around 2 bogies? I shouldn't be saying that.
Okay, the craziest part is we
I
have
have
shot.
So I got a number of bogies.
एक बार बंद करके दोबारा वो करोगे. हाँ. क्योंकि देखो यहाँ तो प्रीव्यू आ रहा है मेरे को अपना. शादी में वैसे कैमरा नहीं दिखता है. ठीक है. लेकिन ये
along.
नीचे
And,
है
experience with the Japan picking up a
Sure.
ball. It's very golf course. And
You know,
dropping
can-
it just. I should have the ball with me.
Wow.
रुको रुको एक-
There is something
हाँ,
to
बाबू।
recall and
कहाँ हो तुम?
to share.
बाहर हो?
So there we are.
बाहर हो?
Jared looking to improve his shot, improve his score.
बाहर हो
today.
या फिर ऊपर बस इतना होता है?
Kind of a struggle for him. Yeah.
ठीक है कोई नहीं छोड़ो।
Any day. He commanded the richest check when it came to the 72, the league
क्या हुआ इससे?
auctions.
उनको यहाँ पे
And
स्कोर
there you
नहीं
are.
मिलता।
You see him. Oh, that he has really run the ball pretty long. Just doesn't have any control over the distance there. It's an exciting day out there, a moving day. And Shaurya, the overnight leader, is one man who hasn't let go of that lead ever since the tournament started. Ironically, he has dropped his shot, but he has increased his lead by one.
Pump and run. To good effect.
Yeah, he left it a bit short, I guess.
It's these putts that actually knee knockers. The longer ones don't bother, at least me, as much. These knee knockers plant a lot of doubts in your mind.
And considering the speed of the green in round three is most of the for the week so far. So far, we've had an average stem speed of 10. I mean, the green speed on the stem meter was 10. Today it's 10.3.
And it was fresh from a 10.8 stint at Kutub Golf Course last week.
And he's going all over the green today.
Something like a 20 footer. Golf is a funny game because you just come fresh from a win at Kutub, an outstanding win. Every department of this game was fabulous. You just think right after that, presently tied 8th is Aniba Soya.
Honey is among that lot of youngsters who have made it right from scratch. I mean, I remember seeing him as a sub-junior at the DGC, and he has been at it for all these years and a good number of wins on the circuit. And he's already a winner in 26.
Shahradak, who was leading after round 2 of the Kutub Golf Course, of the Kutub event, the DP World Players Championship played at Kutub Golf Course last week. But then he fell away and he stole the show. Center of the fairway. It's great to see the support that the sport of golf is receiving. You see those sponsor logos at the back. It's outstanding to see the number of brands that have come forward to support this great sport. You see the massive DP World mat in front of that tee box. It's now an associated tour.
Yeah, and Ashwin, I think the very fact that DT World has come on board and the same the same unit that sponsors the European tour. I think that augurs very, very well for the Indian tour going forward.
Added to the fact that our properties like 72, the league coming up, Indian golf is headed straight for glory. No nonsense swing. He didn't take too much time on that ball.
Yeah. See, it's a routine, I guess, for him. I mean, he doesn't normally spend, you know, too much of his energy thinking about the shot. He's just going about it in a very business-like manner. With a short putt.
Someone should write a book on putting styles. I don't think any other aspect of the sport has as many variants as putting styles.
Yeah. The grip, the stance, so many aspects actually. And also the kind of, putters people use. Huge amount of variety available there. See Jared Hack there.
ABP Live पर ये सब्सक्राइब चाहता हूँ तो वहीं पे सेव
incoming call.
वो छोटा वाला उधर तो
One Uganda's sharing the 8th spot at the moment, looking to add a, looking to make it into a hat trick of birdies here. He's already birdied the 8th and the 9th, and after the turn, he's looking to add one more.
Interesting to see that Shaurya Bhattacharya is continuing to enjoy a 4-stroke lead over the field. Akshay Sharma alongside Jairaj Singh Sandhu and Akshay Niranjan are tied second at 9 under, but Shaurya Bhattacharya is having none of it. He's going for gold. Of course, it's moving day as we've mentioned, but making all the right noises today, so there's less pressure on him tomorrow. Now I'm welcoming Mr. Rahul Banerjee back on air.
Ashwin, Manu Gandas lining up his putt. Greens are running at 10.3, very rapid pace. And of course, looks a picture. Yeah, yeah,
There is Manu looking for a hat trick of birdies now. Left himself a pretty long one there. Didn't get the line right as he would like.
The overnight leader, in fact, leader from day one, Shoaib Bhattacharya continues to hit the field. He's made the turn at 30 under par. And dropped some early shots, but he's not really been under any pressure, Rakesh, at all, because the chasing pack hasn't really. Because in fact, such been a substantial gap that overnight lead of 4 continues. Akshay Sharma, of course, Viraj and Sandhu, Akshay Niranjan, his closest chasers, but they're still 4 shots behind. 9 more holes to go today on the moving day of the DP World Players Championship at the Tollygunge Club in Kolkata. City of Joy. And somebody is going to be pretty joyful at the end of this because there's a fairly substantial payoff to be had for the winner. In fact, right down the line, DP World's tie up the PGTI helping pump up courses substantially. He kind of, Rakesh, gave a little bit of too much respect, having seen Manu's ball go shooting past the hole. He opted to play safe and left it short. Aaron Rocky and Mohammad Azhar are the 2 other members of this flight, playing alongside Manu Gandas. And immediately behind them, Jairaj Singh Sandhu and Shilpa Khyal, Shin Ranjan, followed by the lead trio of Pranav Mandikar, Hani Basoya. I beg your pardon, the penultimate flight of Pranav Mandikar, Hani Basoya, and Jared Hack. Mohammad Azhar currently on the screens. And the lead group, of course, today being Sanjeev Kumar, Shatish Naveen Kaul, and Shoaib Bhattacharya. Our event leader currently up on the field by 4 strokes. Mohammad Azhar with his putt. Still fair way to go. These are the putts, Rakesh, that have players in a bit of a quandary. As you can see, these are sometimes the most testing, between 5 and 8 feet. They tend to really, as the fellow comment of ours famously put it, called knee knockers.
I think Azhar would definitely do, even missing a possible birdie putt here because it looked well within his reach. It almost dipped the cup and just stayed out. Yeah, yeah. As you rightly mentioned that 5 to 8 footers are normally the ones can leave you frustrated because you think that it is well within your reach, you know how to do it, and these are big events. I mean, every putt means a lot of money, and this is where you have to keep your nerves down. Up next, Manu. Again, a very narrow miss there. frustration showing in his gestures. Not very happy there. Manu at the moment tied ninth. He has some work to do. He's 6 shots off the lead.
He's looking an absolute picture. All tested players to the tourist choice because one of the partners of the PGTI. That's our event leader, Shaurya Bhattacharya on screen. Long putt. As we've already seen in this little time we've been on air, making putts not the easiest. The greens are at 10.3, like I mentioned a little while ago. Green speeds. It's very testing. On screen, of course, our lead group.
What we see here, Rahul, is that this is the 10th hole. And interestingly, so far, all those who are sharing the second spot, they've all birdied this hole. Now, Shaurya will have every reason to be optimistic here. If he nails one here, he'll increase his lead to 5 shots.
Sanjeev Kumar doesn't seem to be hit by the hips. He is converted. Giving Kshitij now we call an our event leader. Current both of them on your screen at the moment. Tall figure of Kshitij using the what is called the game point technique, getting a feel of the subtleties of the green white from the soles of his feet. And Shaurya Bhattacharya, our event leader, currently 13 under par. Lining up his putt. 10 under is the course record on this Toligans club, par 70. Par 70 course. Shaurya taking his time. He has a fairly substantial cushion over the feet at the moment. And makes the putt. No fuss. For about 4 feet. So it is called, of course, a little closer than that. Kampa is one of the PGTI, DP World PGTI partners. And this event at the Toligans Club being presented by Urbana, whose motto is change your world. 6 under par, he is looking to pick up a shot. Try and close the gap on our event leader, Shaurya, who has converted his putt a little by going for it. Was, of course, looking an absolute picture. It's a neat conversion there by Young Paul, and he picks up a shot. He was second overnight, but had a bit of a rocky start with the day. Rakesh dropped shots. I think
Yes, already now, 4 shots on the back.
So when it's so this will be a bit of a relief for him. He dropped quite a few shots to start the day with, 4 shots, and certainly that would probably help him turn his round around, and now on the 11th tee, nice clean launch, the par 3. Safely on the dance floor, of course. And as things stand, Shaurya 13 under par, Akshay Sharma, Jarat Sandhu, Akshay Naranjan. His closest pursuer, the gap still at 4 Rakesh. But the fact really has not been able to put a great amount of creative pressure on the leader.
Yeah, because see, in the last four holes, he is just focused on getting his par, and he's still maintaining that lead, that overnight lead of four shots. So, as you rightly said, that there's no pressure on the overnight leader. He has led on day one, he's led on day two, and at the halfway stage of day three, he's still hanging on to that top spot. Certainly, he didn't want to be in this kind of position. It's not this off the fairway a bit. Not where he actually wanted himself to be. He's missed it just a wee bit.
This is the 11th hole, the par 3, playing to 175 yards. So, after that, he turns the ball to the left. It is on his score now. On screen, young man, 25 years of age, already a 5-time winner on the PGTI since turning pro 7 years ago. Close to 8 years now. Despite his youth, he's been around for a while, very experienced now, professional career of almost 8 years. Started the day 4 shots behind Shaurya Bhattacharya, but he has fallen back, but we just saw him pick up 1 shot there on the 10th hole. Which he will bring the ball from the right. And he's at the right edge of the green there. Also, Rakesh, I think the players will look to use the contours because none of these greens we've seen so far are really flat. So there's a fair amount of contouring which they did very well to find the right corner of the green. And he will have about between 12 and 15 feet for his birdie, which he leads in good numbers because seems to have fallen off the pace.
Yeah, a while ago, as I said that this par 5 10th has been the most friendly hole of the day. And as you see on the leaderboard, if you take the first 12 names, out of which 11 have got birdies or even more. I mean, we have out of these 12, out of the 12, one has sparred, and we've got about 9 birdies and 2 eagles already on the par 5 10s.
Quick conversion there. In front of you, and even as we were speaking, the putt that we saw Shaurya Bhattacharya convert on Ken was the second birdie of the day. So he's back to level par and back at the score at which he started this morning at the Paliganj Club in Kolkata. 14 under par, and he leads now 5 strokes over the pack. Akshay Sharma, Jayaraj Sandhu, Akshay Naranjan, and Sanjeev Kumar, who is also a member of the lead group, has picked up a shot. So, like Rakesh pointed out, the 10th profitable one. Almost everybody who's in the top 15, in fact, have picked up shots. So, not the longest of courses, the dolly, but it has its own little quirks and tweaks which you have to be really careful of. As we saw, young all drop bunch of shots to start with. Race to 6,292 yards from tips. As always, the absolute picture. That's our leader. Tuck is shot way left of the green. He will be tested over here, Rakesh, to leave this hole without too much damage to his car.
Yeah, he sure has a shot to make. Yeah. Let's see how he lands it. Can afford to be a little aggressive here. going to control the length there apparently.
Shit is, of course, much better placed. He's on the dance floor, so to say. Pin is on the right side, as you just saw. It's just 6 yards from the edge of the green. Most of the pins today being tucked away either far left, far right. Sanjeev Kumar is up next. There's a long putt coming a bit up the hill. Very good job. Should be an easy convert from there. For a par. It's young Bhattacharya who's coming over from the left of the green, who seems to be had the toughest of the three approaches, but it's now a call with what will be a birdie putt. Very relaxed character she is. Been around for a while, 7th, 8th year as a professional. Standing over a birdie putt that will help him nullify some of the losses that he incurred in the front nine. Is to pass Anuket Kali, one of the oldest golf courses in India. Just down the road, of course, is the oldest Royal Calcutta golf club. Is the oldest one and one of the oldest in the world, in fact. That will make the young man feel a lot better. He is on his way back by the looks of it. Lovely birdie convert there, and he definitely looks to have had his put his round back on track.
Well and truly, just watch that ball go in from that distance. This reminds me of what Kshitij did in August. Rahul, that was Zion Hills, and same two. You had Kshitij and Shaurya there, and what we see is Shaurya looking for his par here. Leaves it a bit short, and there it is. It's possibly his third drop shot of the day. Yes. So he goes back to 13, where he was just a little while ago. So Sanjeev trying to finish off the shortest of us, I think. Sanjeev, he does a neat job there. And as I was talking about Kshitij and the way he putted from that kind of distance, I may just remind our viewers that it was Kshitij and Shaurya in the hunt in August at the Zion Hills, even the Kolar Open. And in the last three holes, Kshitij was trailing, but on the last three holes, he had two birdies and an eagle to show, and he won by 2 shots. So we know his abilities on the green, and if he can reproduce the same form, I think we are in for some more delightful moments over the next few days.
Also helps that he's a very long hitter. Except now, Hani Vasaya on this standing over his putt. Moments ago, we saw Jared Hack convert from a very short distance. Just staying a little on the high side. This event presented by Urbana, who's Change Your World. Victoria's choice, of course, has been a partner of the PGTI for a while, as it has been Amul over the years. These partnerships that the PGTI, now with the DP World PGTI, of course, has built up over the years, helping sustain and, in fact,
सॉरी सर, माय मिस्टेक।
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Tollygunge Club in Kolkata. Sunny Group Shit is now at call, just having picked up a shot, which will make him feel a whole lot better after those 4 bogeys on the front nine, teeing off on the 12th. .370 yards, par 4. Just seemed to have leaked a little bit to the left, but no major damage, I don't think. It's a fairly straightforward hole. Axis Bank, yet another partner of the DP World PGTI. And as we mentioned a little while ago, Urbana, the presenting partner of this event, being played at Kolkata's Tollygunge Club. Lovely aerial view of the verdant Tolly, which has been at various times a botanical garden, a game park in its changing history over the years, located in the heart of urban South Calcutta. But going by the pictures, you wouldn't think so. It's an absolute green oasis in an urban sprawl, and one of the more historic golf courses in the subcontinent.
Now, it also, like reminds you of the DGC sometimes, all these tree-lined fairways, a very old-fashioned sort of a course. And the new ones that you see, these designer ones. This is, I think, built more on what you already had. It wasn't built on, this sprawling sort of a landscape where you could design it in a way. I think the course designers have done a fantastic job of making use of all the natural resources, the natural structures around it, and what a beauty it is.
In fact, if you're walking around the course, Rakesh, you do come across wildlife. It has a fair sprinkling of deer and peacocks, and apparently legend has it there's even a group of hyenas somewhere in the course. But it's such a verdant course, so much of greenery, so it's really difficult. But it has been at one point in its time, before being converted into a golf course, it was a game park, and there were a good number of animals residing over here. A word on the DP World PGTI's partners: Amul, Axis Bank, Victoria's Choice, Campa, Amritanjan Electro Plus, Golf Plus Monthly, and Golf Designing. Victoria's Choice, of course, have put up the very popular players' lounges around since last year at the PGTI's events. Much welcomed by the players and the caddies as and when they do get access. Kshitij having played his ball seemingly to the right. Also waiting for a ruling, I think, which the tournament director Sampachari has just been on the spot to help out in whatever way required. I'm just having picked up 2 shots, young call. looking to make sure that he does not let too much of the momentum slip. He didn't have the best of starts this morning, but seems to have he has thereafter found a good run of form. Picked up two shots in succession. Not the longest of par fours, about 390 odd yards, 370 yards. He will need all of his experience to make sure that he gets the ball as close to the pin as possible in this one. And as we mentioned earlier, most of the pins tucked away far left, far right, very few in the center. Medium-sized greens, but beautifully landscaped, all of them, and a word of appreciation for the staff who look after this beautiful golf course. Have presented it for this TP World Players Championship in absolutely pristine condition. Kshitij with his recovery there, that was always going to be a little difficult. And his ball, as we just saw, nice smart camera work there, catching the ball as it headed straight into the water body. Looking for a low cut, just not enough height on that. Probably dictated by the foliage on top of his head. Very unfortunate outcome there. This event leader, Shaurya Bhattacharya, has just dropped a shot. He will also be looking to recover quickly, put his challenge back on track. Sanjeev Kumar next from the middle of the fairway. I beg your pardon, this is Shaurya Bhattacharya. This was Sanjeev a little while ago. 13 under par is his score for the tournament. Tremendous amount of control, but I think a little bit of too much of spin on that ball. And like we've been talking, Rakesh, the contouring of the greens, you have to cater for that as well. And we just saw Shaurya's ball. He put so much of backspin on it that it actually rolled off the green. Tremendous effort, nevertheless. He would actually put the ball pin high on, and the hole being where it is on the extreme left of the green. He did it. It was a great job, Manu Gandas now off the tee.
Hayara, the 11th green seems to be a very challenging one there because there the amount of backspin we saw. I mean, had he managed that length a little better, he would have gained maximum out of his shot. But since it just pitched at the corner of the green and just rolled back, so he has some work to do.
Terrific effort there from from behind that mound to get the ball onto the dance floor and actually have it stick. You can see how quickly the green falls away from exactly where the ball has stopped. So kudos to the approach. It was very, very well executed. Action, of course, continuing on day three, moving day of the 1.5 crore rupee TP World Players Championship at the Tollyganj Club in Kolkata. Now Akshay Sharma skipping that ball past the pin. This group of Akshay Sharma, he has Gaurav Pratap Singh and Prashwar Pal Singh playing alongside. Immediately behind them, Mohammad Azhar, Aaron Rocky, and Manu Gandas, being followed by Jairat Singh Sandhu, Anshul Kapthyal, and Akshay Niranjan. And the lead group, like about Pranav Mardikar, Hani Basoya, and Jared Hack, the penultimate group. And the lead flight of Sanjeev Kumar, Kshitij Navid Kaur, and Shaurya Bhattacharya. Despite its relative shortness, the dolly providing an interesting challenge to the field. Fairly contoured and quick greens. We've been told that green speeds running at 10.3. Here's another very long hitter, Anshul Kapthyal, plays in Delhi. It's on the dance floor in two, and this is his eagle putt. Par 5 13th. Long turn from his right and just keeping the ball a little on the low side. Jairaj Singh Sandhu on screen now.
You have a new message from that iPad.
One of the few very instantly recognizable faces on tour, with one of the very few left-handers in the field, and looking to pick up a shot 8 under par and seeking to close the gap on the leader. Doesn't look to be the easiest of putts. He'll be careful. These are heartbreaking putts. He thought he had it, he had read it really well, and it looked like he had roped just the tiniest bit more than he expected from his right. You can see this replay again. Perfect pace on the ball. And at the very last second, literally from the edge of the cup, broke. He knows that was a bad miss. I mean, it's this. These are moments, Rakesh, that you really test a player's. What should I say? His depth of self-control and ability to quickly overcome what would be looked at unfortunately as a reverse, but there's nothing wrong that he did. That's the saddest part. I mean, he did everything right, took his time over reading the putt, played it beautifully. Akshay Niranjan now standing over the ball, he's just seeing what the screen has to offer, but no mistakes there. Just safely converts for par and leaving the way for Anshul Kapthyal. Kapthyal, of course, one of the longer hitters on the tour. Kshitij Navid call. These boys can bomb the ball 300, 350 yards on a good day. And he's sitting for a birdie. 5 under par for the tournament. This is the 13th hole on the penultimate day of the DP World Players Championship at Tollygunge Club. Anshul Kapthyal, 5 under. You would have got a good read from what happened with Jairaj Sandhu's putt from this almost the same line. So there you go. Making the most of you. You have to be a good student, literally on a shot by shot basis, Rakesh. That's what golf teaches you and continues to teach you on a daily basis.
So true, Rahul. Because what we saw was 2 out of 3 guys, like landed up almost at the same spot, same line, and one faltered, the other guy learned. So it's all happening out there. At this point, I would like to welcome back Ashwin Krishnan for the next set.
Nice little convert there. Heartbreak a few minutes ago. Ashwin, Chairaj Singh Sandhu had everything lined up, ball, perfect pace, everything. And the ball breaking literally in the last inch away from the ball that would have denying him a birdie.
Such are the vagaries of golf.
True, and you've seen a lot of it in all the years of your association with the game. Sure, you would understand as more probably better than some of us that just how heartbreaking these little seconds of moments can be on the course.
So I think a person who watches the game understands far less than a person who plays it, and you are an 18 handicapper. There's no one who will be able to tell better than you for sure.
And I belong fairly in the dumps, all right? I belong in the golfing dumps. But thank you for mentioning it and telling the world what a rotten golfer I am. Pleasure. But yeah, 18 is a good number. I'm not complaining. It's a long putt coming up the hill, stays just a little bit to the right and under the hole. Though the green speeds are fairly consistent, 10.3, they have provided a test probably because of the contouring as well, and you see more than one putt. Just stay short, stay left, stay right, providing an interesting test to the field.
I was mentioning earlier when Mr. Rakesh Rao was commentating alongside me that the green speeds were 10.8 at Kutub Golf Course last week, in the last 2 days. Slick greens, you couldn't afford to overshoot them. Overshoot the cup, I mean.
Absolutely, Ashwin. You may have been just probably the fourth or fifth day these players are on this course. Maybe you take the practice round, the pro am, the first 2 days. Fourth or fifth day they're playing here. But even then, it can still trick you by just heartbreaking margins, literally. Centimeter. Mohammad Azhar there, safe conversion. Course record of 21 under, 259 was set by Yuvraj Singh Sandhu at the Tata Steel PGTI Players Championship 4 years ago now. The event was presented by the Toligans Club. And I think it's safe to say that at the moment, Ashwin, that score is fairly safe because Shaurya Bhattacharya, our overnight leader, came into moving day 4 shots up the field, ahead of the field, I beg your pardon. Still, I think maintaining that margin, but not really making the moves. One would expect players to make on moving because it's called moving day, the penultimate day of any professional golf tournament. And, so it's not been the easiest day out there. I mean, the greens, like you said, fairly slick. May not be as quick as they were at Kutub last week, but 10.3 is still a fairly fast surface. Hari Basoya is coming pretty close as well.
The strange thing is, while Shaurya Bhattacharya has not had the best of days, he's playing to 1 over today. It's all the people who are far behind him who've come up and are snipping at his heels. He still enjoys a 4-stroke lead, but people like Kshitij Navid Kaul and Jared are nowhere to be seen. And it's Om Prakash Chauhan who's essayed 6 birdies as against 1 drop shot. Gaurav Pratap Singh, 1 eagle and 3 birdies. Akshay Sharma, 6 birdies and a drop shot. I mean, think of this. And of course, Akshay Niranjan, who's returned thus far a blemish-free round with 4 birdies, who are now sniffing at Shaurya Bhattacharya. Seals.
All 7 run lead of 4 is a fairly good one, but it can also, disappear very quickly. We have a good amount of water bodies around the score. Kshitij Navidkar, of course, saw his ball get wet a little while ago. Found a very difficult position from the right of the fairway. They're trying to find the green. Ball stayed a little low and went into the water. So it can evaporate. But Shaurya Bhattacharya has kept his head down. He's been grinding today. He's really not. He's dropped 3 shots against 2 birdies, 1 over for the day with 6, 7 holes to go. But he's grinding away, and the advantage that he brought into this third day was remains untouched. There have been, like you said, Ashwin, others have put in a run around him. Om Prakash Chauhan, experienced campaigner. Gaurav Pratap Singh, another very experienced player. Akshay Sharma, all making use of their years of experience to close the gap, but still stays at 4. Pranav Mandikar now standing over what is an eagle putt on the 13th. Just keeps it a little bit low, but he will pick up a shot here, which will make him feel a lot better. Had a good run on day 2, Pranav. A lot of these players, of course, Ashwin, let's not forget, are coming off the auction that took place on Monday for the 72, the league, which will be the next round of action that will follow on the TP World PG on the PGTI. I think Basoya was one of the big gainers at the auction, went for the highest price. Was a winner at the preceding event in Delhi. So he will be a very, very pleased man, regardless of what happens at this event. He's had a good run of late, didn't win very much the last couple of years in between, but has broken through. This, I think, his 9th PGTI title. It was at Delhi and Kutub. Jared Hack, another man who's making his first appearance on the PGTI, DP World PGTI, but has already made waves, came through the qualifying school. Has already won once this year. Also looking to put his challenge back on track.
And he sinks that one. Jared Hack is a man who's not making too many mistakes on the green. But while we're at it, we take a look at Kshitij Navidkar, who was placed second not too long ago. Has had 4 dropped shots on the way out. His return journey kind of looked like he was recovering 2 birdies, but he undid the good work with a double bogey on the 3rd hole, which is the 12th, the par 4 12th.
Yeah, Kshitij unfortunately finding water there. Drive had gone well to the right, and this little pond between him and the green that he couldn't clear. Had to keep the ball low because the trees around him just stayed a tad too low. Otherwise, he would have been on the green. Unfortunate, but like you've seen, this course can provide some little tweaks and quirks and challenges. All said and done, the gap stays what it was with all those who are around him putting in a run at the top score, but it stays a cushion of 4 for Shaurya Bhattacharya, now 13 under par for the event. Gaurav Pratap Singh, Akshay Sharma, Om Prakash Chauhan, Akshay Niranjan, all on 9 under par for the day.
The quality of golf on display is apparent from the fact that the golfer tied 12th, that is Hani Basoya and Kshitij Navidkar among others, is playing to 6 under. So there's top draw golf on display. But Shaurya Bhattacharya is head and shoulders above everybody else right now. Despite having a very ordinary round playing to 1 over today, he is maintaining a 4-stroke lead.
And Gerard Singh would want to put that heartbreak of the previous hole behind where his ball literally twisted away at the very last second from the cup. Looks to be a substantially longer putt here. No heartbreak for this very talented left-hander. And keeping the ball on the high side.
It's interesting to see his follow through. The basic error putters make, young golfers make when they're putting is the lack of follow through. They tap the ball and expect it to travel the distance, but follow through is key, especially from the sand, don't you think?
I wouldn't pick up a putter from the sand for
No.
sure. But yeah, it is always difficult. I mean, your bunker shots also. I think that's what you're trying to was. I finally got what you're trying to say. I'm slow. You have to give me a little bit of leeway sometimes, Asha. So yeah, you're right. Following through on your bunker shots so critical. Action continues on day 3, moving day at the 1.5 crore rupee DP World Players Championship at the Tolly, as it's very affectionately and fondly called by Calcuttans and all those who lived there in early years, the city of joy.
Have you ever lived there?
He knew as soon as he made the production, Lakshmi Ranjan, indicating that, why did I choose that line instead of leaving it well to the right, and now a slightly nervy putt it will be for him too. But yeah, to go back to your question, no, we are what we called export quality because never lived in Calcutta. Sir. Visited it over the years because, of course, we had huge, vast number of relatives there. But no, not from Calcutta. My great grandfather left the family home many years ago. A suburban town which is now called Dasnagar, about 50 kilometers outside of Calcutta. Until now, with his birdie putt, par 4 14th.
That falls just short and the wrong line to boot. I think he expected it to curve left. A quick word for Jamal Hussain, who's finished with 7 under today. An outstanding round with 1 eagle and 5 birdies dotting his scorecard. He's now 8 under, 5 strokes behind the leader.
Each time we were on the green, actually, it just gives us an idea how how difficult it is to get a good read on these putts because these guys are all fine golfers. They're tremendously experienced. Look at that. Even that looked like it was going to pop out. Gerard would have had his heart in his mouth right there. We actually saw the ball pop up above the rim of the cup before falling in. So yeah, there's more to these greens than meets the eye for sure. And it is giving this. It's a short little course, 6,270 or 6,280 yards, but it has teeth. It is not giving up scores as easily as you would expect. Um, and like I said, Yuvraj Sandhu's winning total of 4 years ago, 21 under, looks to be fairly safe. That's the course record. The one single round record stands in the name of Indrajit Malotia, 10 under. Like you said, Jamal came close, but not close enough. Long curling putt, just sharing the high side of the cup there. This is a picture we've seen more than once through the day, Ashwin. The players wondering, what did I do wrong in the read? It was really a good putt, and it looked like it was headed for the bottom of the cup, but it stayed an inch too high. tribute, I think, to the designers of this course and also to the green staff. The greenskeepers who presented such a beautiful course and such great condition for this 1.5 crore event. The DP World Players Championship, which is the third of the 2026 DP World PGTI season. The DP World stepping in, of course, as the umbrella partners and title sponsors of the PGTI this year. Rashwar Pal Singh on camera.
A word of praise for Sampachari too, tournament director, who's set out these pin positions, which test the skills of the best on the greens. No fuss with that one. And off to the next hole. You see the beautifully manicured fairways of the Tollygunge Club. Seen some golfing action over the centuries.
Yeah, it is one of the older golfing venues in the country. It's been around for a long time. And of course, it's
I have with me the man of the moment, the champion, the winner of DP World Players Championship 2026, Honey Basoya. What a week he's had, Honey. Now the pressure's sort of gone down a little bit. The nerves are better.
Yeah, my nerves are much better right now. I just wanted the round to get over very quickly because I didn't want to, feel the pressure for so long. And the golfing round is anyway from 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
So I had to control my nerves for that long.
Yeah. The other thing that kind of would have made it more difficult is 5 years you waited to win this title. How challenging was that? And today with Kshitij just sort of breathing down your neck, what were you thinking?
First of all, winning after 4 years, it's awesome. I've sort of forgot the feeling to, how winning after the 18th green. My friend showered me with water bottles, Coke and everything. I'd forget that feeling, but come back to winning circle is great. And Kshitij, he played solid round today. Fortunately for me, he didn't play well in the front nine. Otherwise, I would have a very tough challenging spot for him.
The story of the week was your putting.
Yeah.
What the heck was going on? I think yesterday you had 12 single putts.
Yes.
What changed? How were you putting so well?
So first of all, I would like to thank Chika for that. He's not here this week, but we played a tournament in Kenville last year and he helped me with my putting. And after that, my putting has been really good, solid. And that was the only bad part of my game. So it's finally good to, putt. It's finally good to putt good now.
Let's talk about this being the second tournament of the season and you won it. What kind of confidence will you take from this one going into the other events?
Well, this tournament's this is only the second tournament of the year, and it will give me a great confidence boost. I even played well last week. I came third there, and I knew my game was there. I just had to control my nerves and just play well the 4 days, and that's what I did this week. So,
what is one of the
Back to live action. There was an interview with Honey Basoya, the winner of the DP World Players Championship at Kutub Golf Course last week. And welcome, Mr. Rakesh Rao.
Thank you so much, Ashwin. So here we are. It is to remind our viewers, there's no change atop the leaderboard. Shaurya Bhattacharya still leads at 13 under after 12 holes for the day, followed by Manu Gandas, who had back-to-back birdies on the 14th and the 15th, and he has climbed to under 10. That is just 3 shots off the leader, and he's one ahead of the group comprising Om Prakash Chauhan, Gaurav Pratap Singh, Akshay Sharma, Akshay Niranjan, and Sanjeev Kumar. Sanjeev, overnight in the joint second spot, is now a part of the group which is sharing the third spot. So, plenty of action here. There is Kshitij at -9. He's on the 13th, looking to add a birdie to his quite an up and down round today. Dropped 4 shots on the front nine, then had back-to-back birdies, then a double bogey. So a very action-filled card, but he still has a lot of work to do if he really wants to be in the mix tomorrow.
That's an action replay, and ball finds the heart of the cup. Beautifully judged putt. Manu Gandas has climbed up from way below, in fact. 4 birdies, 1 eagle, and just 1 blemish on the scorecard. A drop shot on the 12th. He's sitting in second place at 10 under now, 3 strokes behind the leader.
So there is Shaurya, tournament leader. He's had a bit of a struggle on the greens over the last few holes. He's not able to read the lines correctly. There he nails one in. It's a bogey putt for him, so goes back a little. His lead is shrinking, Ashwin.
Very true. And at this level, it just takes 1 hole to change an equation. How disheartening is that? It's one of the worst feelings in golf, that when the ball hits the lip of the cup and chooses not to go in. It's almost like it has a mind of its own. These small putts are, as we mentioned earlier, the scariest of the lot.
So there he tries to make amends, but after missing what we would otherwise call as a very routine sort of a putt, but then golf can be a very strange game. On different days, it will teach you different lessons, and there it is. Such a beauty of a shot. He's just measured sort of an approach, gives himself a great opportunity to putt from here.
And if you notice, the ball's come to rest right atop the flag, giving him a perfect line to the hole. The shadow of the flag. Another tee shot. Onto the par 3. And ball bounces all the way around, but cannot find the green. It comes to rest to the right of the green. So a chip shot is next in order. This is the par 3 14th. Par 4 14th.
That one runs away. It's quite a short course for par 4, because everybody is just, almost has a good chance of acing it. You don't normally get to see that.
the green is tucked away slightly to the left, so it looks like a par 3 from here, but it's actually a par 4. So the approach shot is what will determine whether the golfer manages to birdie it. But it's most certainly, as you mentioned, if there is an opportunity for a hole in one on a par 4 on this course, this hole looks very much like a contender.
There's Anshul there. Slightly tricky chip to make from there. Well, it's a nice effort. He has given himself a good chance from here. Otherwise, he could have overhit it, but then I think he has measured it quite well, and he should be quite happy with that kind of an effort.
Anshu started his round with a drop shot today, but has recovered with 2 birdies. Now sitting at 1 under for the day and 6 under for the tournament, tied 15th with Mari Muttuvar.
And talking of Anshul, as Ashwin said, after the drop shot, he had a string of 8 successive pars. That is some consistency there.
Jairaj Singh Sandhu addressing his putt, one of the handful of left-handers on the PGTI circuit. It's a longish putt and just goes past the green. And as you can see, green speeds are such that the ball has left him with what would that be, a 4-foot putt? Return putt, which is not the easiest, to SA. Meanwhile, Shaurya Bhattacharya, but the drop shot on the 13th is now sitting at 12 under with Manu Gandas at 10 under, just 2 strokes behind him.
Joining him was Om Prakash there in the second spot. So Shaurya is trailed by 2 players, just 2 shots off him. Now the heat is certainly on.
Akshay Niranjan, who's amongst a sea of golfers who are tied 4th, essays that putt and he misses the cup to the left. Frustrating, but he should ideally make that return putt.
And Ashwin, Akshay is among those few players not to drop a shot all day so far, because he's had 3 birdies, or rather 4. He had 3 successive birdies on the front 9. After that turn, he birdied immediately to have 4 in succession, and the rest of his holes have been pars. So he's been in some form. 4 under for the day, 9 under for the tournament so far, and sharing the 4th spot.
Om Prakash Chauhan is playing to 6 under right now. It's a damn good chance in the remaining holes that he has. Or has he finished? Sorry, he's finished his round at 6 under. So he can't overtake the day's best round, Jamal Hussain. 7 under for the day is Jamal Hussain, which has propelled him to the tied 8th position, a fair distance away from the leader. 4 strokes. But as we've seen, fortunes can swing in golf.
So there's Anshul. So that could well be his first bogey of the day, or rather the second one, the first one of the back 9. So Akshay maintains his clean card with that par and retains his spot, the joint fourths so far, and with his fifth successive par.
One of the key things in professional sport is to put your disappointments behind you and address every shot as your first shot of the day. Because that's the only way you'll be able to play with a clear mind and give it your best shot. That's what all good professional sportsmen and women do.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Twelve under par for the tournament. Not having the best of days, and this is where the real test of your temperament comes, and you have to grind your way, Rakesh, through these difficult phases, and just make sure you keep your focus on, like Ashwin mentioned a little while ago, on the next shot. What's done is done; you can't undo it, but every next shot is the most important shot. Sanjeev Kumar with his putt, just leaving it agonizingly high. He's close to within 3 shots of the leader. 9 under par is Sanjeev Kumar, playing in the lead group alongside Shaurya and Kshitij Navid Kaul, whom you saw briefly on your pictures. And these are the phases Kshitij himself going through a slightly difficult patch. Started in rocky fashion, looked to have recovered, but then found the water, dropped a double bogey. Again, fighting his way back. High quality field at this event. Kshitij again looking to bounce back, which he does very nicely indeed. Rakesh, that was, each time he has a setback, he finds a way to sort of come back from that setback. And very phlegmatic customer, very calm, very collected. And pace of play being kept at a very high tempo by tournament director Sampath, if you can see. We briefly saw him in his cart. This is a slightly bird's eye view of the same. Beautiful little course set in the heart of South Calcutta. Absolute green oasis. what is a very heavily populated metropolis on our country's eastern side. Action on the 15th hole. And as we go along, our word, the DP World PGTI's partners, was title partner and umbrella sponsors in DP World themselves stepped in this year to partner the PGTI. The others, of course, Amul, Axis Bank, Victoria's Choice, Campa, Amritanjan Electro Plus, Golf Plus Monthly, and Golf Design India. Jared Hack, now on screen, and to come off, sort of almost jars it there. Great attempt. Almost flew it into the hole. Would have been really very pleased with that. Jared Hack, rookie at age 36, a rookie on the PGTI, as they came through the qualifying school in Ahmedabad. Flying Colors won the opening event of the year at New Raipur, the Chhattisgarh Open, the SECL Chhattisgarh Open. And Hani Basoya, winner last week in Delhi at the Kutub Golf. Also drew the highest prize, Rakesh, at the player auction on Monday for the upcoming 72 The League, which will be presented by IndusInd Bank. So lots happening on the professional golf scene in India. It's in an uptick. Got an international partner now as the title sponsor of the PGTI. So plenty of good things.
Yeah, Rahul, and how often, like, have you seen that a person who comes through the Q school and straight away wins a title? So for a rookie to come through the Q school and to win, in succession almost. I mean, he didn't waste any time. So that was some achievement, I must say.
Pranav Madikar also from the edge, from the far edge of this tabletop green, doing a very, very good job of putting his ball to within all 4 feet of the cup. Yes, Jared Hack also, interestingly, is the first American to have won on the PGTI, which just shows that the appeal of India's premier professional men's golf tour has spread far beyond its borders. In fact, Jared Hack, after qualifying, he said he was here because of the feedback he had got from his fellow Americans, Gojiro Sato and others who've already been playing on the PGTA for the last couple of years. So yeah, it's spreading. It's now become an open tour. It has been an open tour for the last 2 or 3 years. PGTI, and like we mentioned, now having found an international partner as an umbrella sponsor is now headed for bigger things. On screen, Jared Hack. We almost saw him fly the ball into the cup from where he was off the green. That little tabletop. And making no mistake there. Up next, Hani Basoya. Pranav Madikar is, of course, the closest. So we saw him coming off the far edge of the green, also from under the dance floor. Below, I beg your pardon, not under. Hani Basoya. Wow. These are unexplainable and inexplicable moments on a golf course, Rakesh. He
Absolutely.
thought he had everything covered, only to see the ball sort of just circumnavigate the hole and pop out on the other side.
So true, Rahul. It's like, it just kind of shakes your confidence, because you know that from, say, about under 3 feet, you know that you can do it 99 out of 100 times without any hiccups. And it was one such moment where, things just happened. And now we see Pranav again from very close. It's under 3 feet here. So he should be able to nail this one. So there you are. Very neat job there.
The Honey would do well to pick up from one of the taglines, Campa, which is one of the presenting partners other than Victoria's Choice, Axis Bank, Amul has been seeing on his screen. Power his Zid is what I think Honey Basoya needs to do, as well as does our event leader, Shaurya Bhattacharya, on screen now at the moment. Manu Gandas. Manu, of course, was the first beneficiary of the PGTI tie-up with the DP World European Tour. Won the Order of Merit 4 years ago and spent the next year in Europe. And he has been followed successively over the years thereafter by Om Prakash Chauhan, Veer Alawat, and now most recently Raj Sandhu.
Manu has an opportunity here to close in on Shaurya. He's shown some form in the recent past. He's got back-to-back birdies to move to 10 under. Leader is at 12. Leaves it short, well short. Manu would be thinking that he could have been a little more aggressive there.
And he does have a lot to play for Rakesh. He's now with Om Prakash Chauhan having finished his round. He is now virtually on the heels of our leader, just 2 shots behind. He's picked up, like you said, not just 2 birdies but also an eagle to start the back nine. Dropped a shot thereafter, but come back very strongly with 2 gains. And so he's literally finally somebody's hard on the heels of our leader. Shot the advantage now down to 2 strokes. Shaurya Bhattacharya starting the day at 14 under par is now 12 under for his round, 2 over for the day. Manu Gandas just, I think, letting go of an opportunity to close the gap even further and turn up the heat even more. Muhammad Azhar on screen now. Oh Lord. There is more to these greens, Rakesh, than meets the eye because we've seen that these are all high class players. I mean they're not just experienced but you know really good players, and so many putts we've seen slip by either a little bit on the high side, a little bit on the low side, staying short. So it's certainly not the easiest of surfaces. All these greens on at the Tolleygunge Club. Beautiful day otherwise, and well, he has a good read from what just happened before him, in front of him. So also erring a little bit on the high side. And Rocky not best pleased with his effort. Manu Gandas now again, like you said a little while ago, of the groups right on still out on the course, closest to the lead now, having whittled away at it, brought it down to 2 shots. Again, the player was had a year's experience on the DP World European Tour. Struggled a bit after he came back with injury immediately on his return, but looks to have found some sort of form. Has been in fairly consistent touch towards the end of last season and early this year. We haven't seen him do his trademark on the haunch read of the greens so far yet, which is he's probably one of the only ones who does it. Most others, sort of crouch on their haunches. One who goes down on just one leg. Very, very unique and very typical. It's almost you don't even need to. You will know immediately who it is if you see a picture of him lining up his putts. Very likable young man. Plays most of his golf from Gurgaon. You will never ever see, good or bad, you will never see it on his face. He's just a very philosophical man. Keeps things very bottled up. That's our event leader there. Blasting his way out of the bunker. We feel that he could have done a better job there, Shaurya Bhattacharya. Kshitij Navitkar now picks up picking up his ball, get it out of the way. Sanjeev Kumar is the third member of this final trio out on the course at the Tollygunge Club in Calcutta. This is the moving day at the 1.5 crore rupee DP World Players Championship, the second one in a row after last week's event at the Kutub Golf Course in New Delhi. Certainly, Shaurya would have wanted more out of that shot because he's left his ball on the far side of the green. And not only will he have to cater for the rise thereafter, this green falls away. As you can see where he is, it falls away from the pin all the way to the edge. So there's going to be extra caution involved here in making that putt. Sanjeev Kumar taking his time as Kshitij. Bhattacharya will have to be the first to go because he's the furthest from the cup.
On the last four holes, we have seen Shaurya has struggled just a wee bit, and here he is looking at a long birdie putt. Just runs past the hole, misses another birdie opportunity. And had he sunk this one in, that would have been only his third birdie uh, after 14 holes. But he's really struggled on this day. And we can also say that this course is having some kind of a revenge, Shaurya, because after rounds of 64 and 62 on the first 2 days, Shaurya is currently at 2 over on day 3. Kshitij looking to add another birdie. Almost he gets it right, but he had the distance almost right. The line was good, just missed it. Shows that he's back to his best. He's just lining it right. He's not missing too many. After a very poor start, he has really picked up his game on the back nine. Sanjeev overnight in the second spot, now is sharing the fifth. He has parred the last 4 holes, and here he sinks it in. that should do his confidence a world of good. Here the leader gets it right for another par. So he remains on 12 under for the tournament after 15 holes, two ahead of Om Prakash Chauhan, who has already finished his round, and so has Akshay, also at -10. Manu Gandas is the third player on -10, two shots off the lead, and three to play. There you see Sampachari on the left there with a hat on. He's been the competition director for many, many years. Holds the record for most number of weeks as the man in charge of PGTI events, more than 900 events to show. And Rahul, that's some piece of stats to have more than 900 weeks on the course.
Yes, sports writers over the years we followed number of weeks spent as number one on the ATP or on the PGA tour, but to have a tournament official also claim a share of a record is pretty unique. So great stuff by Chari Saab. And the aerial pictures being brought to you of the Toligans Club, venue of the TP World Players Championship 2026, powered by Urbana, in Kolkata, the city of joy.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Pranav Madikar. This is the group of Gerard Sandhu, Anshul Kapthyal, and Akshay Niranjan. In picture right now. The third from last group on today, the day 3 of the TP World Players Championship at Toligans Club, Kolkata, presented by Urbana. Yes, it's as we were chatting a little while during the break, it is largely thanks to his cushion that Shaurya Bhattacharya continues to stay ahead of the field. He's seen his lead whittled down to 2 shots now, with Manu Ganda still one of the few left out on the course who still have an opportunity of closing even further. Manu has been on a roll, one bogey against 4 birdies and an eagle. So he is now 10 under par. sharing second place with Om Prakash Chauhan, Akshay Sharma, Sanjeev Kumar, who is playing alongside Shaurya Bhattacharya. All bunched for second place on 10 under par for the tournament. Manu Gandas, as you've just been talking about him, is the one who is best placed to at least catch, if not cross, Shaurya Bhattacharya. Field running out of scoring opportunities, Rakesh, just the last 3 holes to go. 2 of them par fours. Not very long, but as we've seen, none of them are very easy. And of course, the last hole being a long par 3, 200, playing to 202 yards. And that's a very, very good looking putt from that distance. Wow. Fabulous stuff. Really good putt from the fringe of the green. Aaron Rocky and Mohammad Azhar are the 2 other members of this group. This is the closing par 3 18th hole that we were talking about, playing to 202 yards today. So no really easy scoring opportunities left for those who are still out on the course. Everyone is will be looking to sort of safely see the day through without too much of damage. Oh, what a good looking putt that! Oh my goodness, right on target. And for us sitting here in the commentary box, one of the rare, I think about successful conversions from distance. Today we've seen so many close misses, but staying inch high and inch low, breaking at the very last second. But that one, dead on target, leaving the course with a big smile. Absolutely perfect read, perfect execution, and well appreciated by all those who are watching. That leaves the final 3 groups still out on the course. This would be the group of Jairaj Singh, Sandhu, Anshul Kaptial, and Akshay Niranjan on this par for 17th. Quick conversion there by Anshul. Jairaj Sandhu and Akshay Niranjan yet to finish the 17th. So good pace of play right through the day. Jairaj looking to finish strongly, but this is going to be putting to limit damage rather than make gains, unfortunately. Which he does. And now finally to the last hole of the day, the par 3 18th hole, playing to 200 plus yards today.
You mentioned Anshul, Rahul. He has had a very up and down sort of a day. Par so far, but just imagine, I mean, he starts with a bogey, then finds 8 pars in succession, finds and then he takes a turn with a birdie, pars the next 2, birdie again, par, and then a bogey and a par. So it's been very inconsistent, but a very eventful round for those who are keeping track of his card. That approach has missed the green, finds himself in the greenside bunker.
Looked like Kshitij had sort of factored in the wind, which is picked up in the last half hour or so, but it didn't pay him enough dividend. Ball seemed to have followed short edge of the green and rolled back into, like you said, the green side bunker. These are short holes, par fours successively, I think between 360 and 380 yards, the 16th and 17th. 390 and 370. The closing two holes, and of course the par 318th to go after that. So, not the longest course by any means, but it's more than its fair share of. It's obviously, a course that requires a good amount of planning, knowing where to place your drives and your tee shots, to go for the greens, the shortest possible number. But again, proving to be a test. Kshitij now having to play out of the bunker. Third shot. You can see the flag was really flapping now. It's probably what sort of deceived him into, under hitting the ball a little bit. This green seems to fall away from that point. So you would have hoped the ball would reach the green and then let it roll on towards release towards the pin. But fortunately, straying a little bit in line there, I think. It's not too far to the right. Hunting. This is flag hunting. And that's what these guys do. They're so good at it. And the margins at this level are so small, beautiful, soft hands, nice high loft out of the bunker. Kshitij will putt for par on this 16th. Event leader Shaurya Bhattacharya in the foreground has not had the best of days. His margin of 4 strokes at the start of the day, holding him in very good stead. He's really had to grind through the day. 2 over on day 3 of this DP World Championship Players Championship at the Tollygunge Club presented by Urbana. So that's what really, this is what happens. You have 2 good days, and if you go off the boil, it's like literally you have to fight your way through this patch. And here's another man who's now on the heels of the leader alongside, other than Manu Gandas, Sanjeev Kumar, the third member of the lead group, along with Shaurya Bhattacharya and Kshitij Navidkar, and well poised to take another step towards the top of the leaderboard. Long putt. That's leaving it a little bit on the high side.
Rahul, as we were focusing on the leaders group, Manu Gandas has finished his round with 11 under. He has inched closer to Shaurya, and that means Shaurya, should he par all the remaining holes, he'll still be the leader, but then he has to hold his nerves because he hasn't had the best of days on the green. So Manu is a clear second as of now. Could be a joint leader if Shaurya doesn't get his act right. But so far, so good for Manu, who's had who took a turn at 32. Remember here the front nine is 34, and there it is, a very narrow miss, a birdie putt missed by the leader, so he cannot add to that number. Taps it in for another par, so his inconsistency on the green continues. Just broke a bit as it was closing towards the cup. Kshitij, after that great chip off the bunker, looking to save par. That was the seventh par for Kshitij for the day after 16 holes. So he remains in the tight seventh spot at 8 under.
But it's up to Shaurya now to sort of, make sure that he stays ahead of the pack because.
Good afternoon, viewers. This is me, your host, Namrata Guha, and I'm joined by Mr. Gaurav Pundir, the golf superintendent of the Tollygunge Club. Thanks, Gaurav, for joining with us. Gaurav, my first question to you is, you know the Tollygunge Club really well, right? So tell us about the uniqueness of this golf course and what it is so different about this course.
Yeah, first of all, the Tollygun Club is the only country club and which have a golf course also. This is one of the uniqueness. And the second uniqueness is the biodiversity we have. We have around 200 species of trees, and I have written one book also on trees at Tolly covering 156 species. Now we added more. The third uniqueness is we are very water positive club. We recharge groundwater, we recharge the rainwater, we recharge and we reuse it. So we have STB plant, CV treatment plant also for a golf course. So completely we are a very biological, ecological, sustainable club.
Very sustainable.
Very sustainable club, yeah.
So my next question to you is, Shaurya Bhattacharya is currently enjoying a comfortable position with the lead, and as we checked before, it has 5 shots. So do you think that it will be easy for him to retain and to be there and lead, since you know this course really well?
I was watching this morning, Jamal Hussain from Bangladesh was playing. It started from back nine, and on 9 hole he had 6 birdies. So I don't think Shaurya will have a easy time. He has to compete with the other golfers also, and there are other dark horses which will come tomorrow or will be in the late afternoon session. Yeah.
Thanks again for joining with us, and it's now to get back straight to the commentators in the studio.
Right, back to the action on the final hole for the group of Hani Basoya, Jared Hack, and Pranav Madikar. Lots of movement happening, but most of it around, or I beg your pardon, behind the leader himself not progressing in the direction he would have wanted coming into the day. Shaurya Bhattacharya 4 ahead of the rest. Hani Basoya will be up next. Waiting for the group in front of them to clear. Gerard Sandhu, Anshul Kapthyal, and Akshay Niranjan going through the closing motions of their round on the 54th hole of this 72-hole stroke play TP World Players Championship at the Tollygunge Club in Kolkata, presented by Urbana. It's been a fine day for some, not so fine for some others, as always happens. Meandering little putt there, but it finally found the bottom of the cup, which is what matters at the end of it all. Gerard Sandhu will be up next. Akshay Niranjan looking extremely relieved that he's come through what has obviously been a testing day for the field. Combination of tough pin positions, a fair amount of wind. Gerard Sandhu jarring his putt as well. Last putt for the day, day 3 on this event.
With 2 holes to go for the leaders group, I welcome back Ashwin Krishna in the commentary box.
Well, certainly these players looking at Kampa's ability to power their zit or being the spark behind their zit on what has been a testing day on this golf course. Ashwin, not the longest of tracks the PGTI, DP World PGTI plays on, but has certainly showed it has more than its fair share of teeth.
Thank you, sir. Basically, as they say, drive for show, putt for dough. The shorter it is, the more testing it can get.
Even as you were speaking, Ashwin, that tee shot tugged way left. Ramadikar not looking too pleased with that result. Remains to be seen whether he will want to play provisional. He's still looking forward from feedback from those further up the fairway, but all well. I think he seemed to have located his ball. Jared Hack will be up next on this closing hole of day 3 for this group, which is the second from last.
Sizing the hole up is Jared Hack. Simple, uncomplicated setup. Oh, he's not happy. He's gone back, readdressing his setup. The key thing with any sportsman is comfort at the time of addressing the shot, addressing the ball, depends on which sport you're playing.
Hit a high draw there, Ashwin, all leaving the dance floor, but not by very much. So he wouldn't mind that too much. One of our very few players today, Ashwin, Jared, who's in blue figures, over par, that is for the day. Almost everybody else in the field coming in. Some barely under, some well under. Manu Gandas, who's currently in sole second place, doing a great job. 6 under and has moved to within one shot of the lead, and he's done for the day. That's Hani Basoya. Also looking at the ball. Looked like he was trying to bring the ball in from the right. I think Pranav Mardika is playing a provisional because no one's too sure where exactly that first tee shot of his has landed up. It flew well left of the green. So he's having to play a provisional. The ball has either found water or it's OB, so we'll have to see exactly what happened. Pranav 8 under overall. He's having a reasonably good back nine, really, till this point.
It's interesting to see the setup. All three golfers have faced a little to the right. They've closed their stance clearly to avoid going further left. And the only man who succeeded is Pranav.
This is what he was looking to do, I think, with his first tee shot, because I think all of them were playing the high draw, right to left. And his second attempt, he did what he set out to do. Unfortunately, his first tee shot has flown way left, so we'll have to see whether that ball can be found. So he's played safe, played a professional, and pray for the best from that. So the ball is quickly found. This is our final group. As we see, tournament director Sampachari in the hat there, background, trying to keep up the pace of play, make sure that players leave the course so that the greenskeepers get enough time to prepare it for what will be the final 18 holes of this TP World Players Championship presented by Urbana at the Tollingans Club in Calcutta. It's called on screen. Looks to be in no hurry to cut, which suggests he's closer to the pin than the others. Sanjeev Kumar coming off the fringe.
There, but not quite. And he taps it in. The Sanjeev Kumar. But Kshitij Naveed Kaur not had a great outward journey with 4 drop shots, but he recovered well with 2 birdies on his back 9, but almost immediately undid the good work with the double bogey on the 12th. But then he regained an advantage with birdies in the next 2 holes. So Kshitij Naveed was not doing too bad at 8 under for the tournament. 2 over for the day though.
Good chance for him to put a third birdie on the card after the double bogey, Ashwin. He's certainly taking his time. All of them have been stung by these greens today. Almost the entire field, other than those who have gone 6 and 7 under. Jamal 7 under, Manu Ganda 6 under. So there's been that will make him feel a great deal better. Moves him, I think, into a share of 6th place. Safely into the jug. And here's our event leader, seen as advantage. It was 4 shots at the start of the day, cut down to just 1. Shaurya is among a very small group of players who are actually over par for the day. But it's been that sort of a day. He's really had to fight, battle the elements, battle himself. And that would have come as a huge relief because he could have ill afforded to drop yet another shot, which would have sent him into a tie at 11 under. But here he balled safely in the jug. So he's for a par putt, so he walks off to the 18th. Still 1 shot up on the field, 12 under with 1 hole to go. A long par 3, playing to 202 yards today. Haven't seen too many gains. The top 20, in fact, reflecting just 1 birdie and 1 bogey on this hole today. Everyone's just probably happy to, leave this 18th hole with a par. Now, I think they found that Paul was here. His first tee shot, which went way left. So he will discard his provisional ball and play what was his original tee shot.
It looks quite playable. So it's not really tucked behind a hazard or an obstacle. It's a question of how he essays the shot. Not leaving anything to chance. Assessing and reassessing his options. And there he goes. Chips it, but it comes to rest just before the fringe in the thick rough surrounding the green. Another chip shot will have to follow.
Looks like he will probably drop a shot here as well because it was beyond the tee box of another hole, which is probably the first tee box. So he had to cross that. There was a bunker on the way he had to cater for, and then, like you said, the thick rough. So not the easiest of shots, but he seems to have done his best. Jared Hack is up next. from the fringe of the 18th. Long, but didn't break as much as he thought. He would have expected to break more from right to left, but ball rolled straight through. It should be a fairly comfortable pass. That would bring not the easiest of third days to an end for Jared Hack, rookie PGTI ATP World Tour PGTI rookie, qualifying school graduate, won the first event of the current season at Chhattisgarh. Martika will be playing his third shot. On this closing, par 318th at the Toligans Club. TP World Players Championship presented by Urbana has certainly seen its share of action. Oh my goodness, that would have been a terrific save. Ashwin, had it probably just had it hit the flag pole, it would have been a par. That would have been a brilliant par. Absolutely given from where he was coming. In the event, it's just one drop shot and a sigh of relief, a smile of relief to go with it as well. That his day is over. Ani Basoya. With what he would have hoped would have been his final putt of the day, not to be, unfortunately. Yet again, the ball eluding the cup. This we've seen time and again through day 3 of this DP World Players Championship. And he doing everything right, but the ball seemingly having a will of its own, just at the very last minute. Jared Hack will polish off for this group. A foot and a quarter, but still taking no chances. You can see the look of relief on all of the faces of those who are finishing their 18th. And handshakes all around. Tough day's job done. And we'll be back to the drawing board for the final push tomorrow. The group patiently waiting on 18. This is the lead group. It is now with call in front. Having 13th to 17th. Lucky Kameez make his way back after a slightly rocky front nine and a double bogey early on in the back nine. But he's played some really good golf. Putted extremely well. You can see his card on the screen up there in front of you. It was 4 over at the turn. Par for front nine at the Toligan is 34. He was 38. 36 for the back nine. With a hole to go, he is well placed to take a further step up the leaderboard. Shaurya Bhattacharya and Sanjeev Kumar, the other members of this final group of the day.
What do you think Shaurya Bhattacharya's thought process will be? Will he play it safe and try to carry on to tomorrow with a one-stroke lead, or would he want to increase that lead?
A powerful hitter, Kshitij. A long hitter, one of the longest on the tour, and that's exactly what he would have wanted. Absolute dead center of the floor. This is what I think Shaurya would want to do. This is, if you look at the scoreboard, Ashwin, very few have actually made gains on the 18th today. This is playing to 200 plus yards, 202, 204 yards. So, just leaving here with a par would be very high on Shaurya's list of priorities at the moment. Certainly having seen his lead, dwindle down to just one stroke now. So he would want to at least make sure that he stays, at the top of the leaderboard heading into tomorrow's final day. Looked to have picked a good line, but we will have to see where the ball is. But Everyone's drawing the ball onto this green, coming very high, right to left, from almost all the tee shots that we've seen so far. Sanjeev will be the last member of this group. The final group on moving day of the DP World Players Championship at the Tollygunge Club, presented by Urbana.
Sanjeev Kumar has had an uncomplicated round, 3 birdies dotting his card, and not a single error to show for the day, and there he is. And off they go. One last time today to address their approach shots. It's a beautiful view of the golf course. The Tollygunge Club is a historic golf course that has witnessed some of the greatest moments in the history of Indian golf. Tree-lined golf course, not too wide the fairways, but the golf course is very challenging. It's got flora and fauna, not to forget the jackals that populate the thicket.
We did see one a little while ago. In fact, Ashwin, I don't know why and how it came out of cover. It would have otherwise been safely inside all the vegetation that is on this course. So yeah, but we did catch a quick glimpse of one of them at least. Great shot from above, high in the sky.
We have Kushal Singh with us. Thanks, Kushal, for joining with us. So, my first question to you is, how was your day been till now?
I had a pretty good day today. I played really well. I shot a 4 under par today. I'm just happy with the way that I've just gone through the golf course today. I hit the ball really well. I hit it in the right spots. I've gave myself enough chances on the greens. So I'm just happy and looking forward to the last day.
We are all actually. So, how are you looking forward to tomorrow? As you mentioned, what's special about tomorrow? What are the tactics that you're gonna do?
Honestly, it's just sticking to your game plan, not changing much, just sticking to what I know best and do my best. Basically basics, yes.
So, if you are gonna say any kind of thoughts, because you have been playing on this ground for a long time, so what about this golf course? Like, what's the unique thing about this one?
Honestly, I've been coming here as a junior, and the Shamiana, the golf course, they're excellent. The people over here, the members over here, they're very supportive, and we're just happy to come back to Tolly every year, and I'm looking forward to it more than anything else.
Your smile actually saying a lot. So thank you for joining with us, and we'll head straight to the Combox live action coming up in the studio.
But back with action. The last group on its way to the 18th green. We had some interesting chit chats in between.
That's the prominent DP World logo that now dots the PGTI screen. Great partnership. Certainly, one would have asked for better news for Indian professional golf. Sanjeev Kumar has found the bunker, chips out, and he still has some way to go before he finds the cup.
Field positions very, very tucked away right through the day. Far right edge of this green. This is why I think you've seen players go take the route that they did. Fly the ball in right to left onto this green. And a good percentage of shots going well left. Sure, yeah. Again, really not having the best of days. Maybe he let the grass trap his club. Fell well short, well and still not even on the green. In fact, Ashwin, it's still on the fringe, and he has about anything between 8 and 10 feet to complete a par putt. And if he does not, then he drops into allows Manu come into share of the lead to catch him up at 11 under par. So not been the easiest of days for this young man, but he has in the past shown great resilience. In fact, coming here on the back of a very solid performance on the Asian Tour at Malaysia. So, but he will really have go back to the drawing board, I'm sure, to assess and reassess what he could have done better, could have done differently through the course of this day.
That's Kshitij Naved call, staring down a monster birdie putt. The golf is a strange game. The green, as you see, isn't too large, but as Mr. Rahul Banerjee had mentioned earlier, the pin positions have been tucked in. As you can see, that pin has been tucked to the right of the green, far right. But Kshitij, just misses it to the left. Good putt by most standards.
Really, really good effort. I mean, no question. And now you can understand why Shaurya played the sort of shot that he did, because the pin is so close to the edge of the green that anything that had hit it past that, the ball looks like it's the green slopes away from you. So he would have wanted to have made sure that it stayed just on the edge and then roll it towards release towards the cup. But unfortunately, staying literally inches short of where he wanted the ball to land. He will want to chip this in to make sure he maintains his lead. Exactly what we were talking about. Ball green falling away all the way from that point on. It's a high, which now with this bogey, Shaurya Bhattacharya will lose sole possession of the lead, which he has held right from day one. That drops him to 11 under for the tournament and into a share of second place alongside Manu Gandas with Om Prakash Chauhan and Akshay Sharma, as well as Sanjeev Kumar. Sanjeev, in fact, will also be putting to save par over here. The three of them tied for third place.
As they say, one man's food is another man's poison. Shaurya's disappointment would be Manu's delight. Walking into the one of the first tee box tomorrow as a tied leader, something he wouldn't have dreamt of at the start of the day's play, because Shaurya enjoyed at one point in time a 5-stroke lead over the rest of the field. And Manu himself has played out of the skin. 5 birdies and an eagle to boot on the par 5 10th, with just one dropped shot on the 12th, dotting his card. Outstanding effort, 6 under for the day.
A huge sigh of relief there from Sanjeev Kumar. He stays in a tie for third place. In fact, the point going back to the point you made, Ashwin, all those who have closed the gap have done so by big margin. Oh, what a lovely putt that is! Breaking at exactly the right time, left to right into the cup. Kshitij now will putt to save par. He was the only one of the three on the dance floor, but a long way away from the hole. Made a real good go at it from where he was. But he will want to make sure that this is safely inside. Which he does. Stays at 9 under for the tournament. And that has him down in a share of 6th place alongside Akshay Niranjan. That's the two of them sharing 6th place. Harman Sachdeva climbing up into a share of 8th alongside Pranav Mardikar and Jamal Hussain, the round of the top 10. So that's the end of action on day 3. Moving day at the DP World Players Championship at the Tollygunge Club, presented by Urbana. A big thank you from the PGTI DP World to their PGTI's partners, Amul, Victorious Choice, Axis Bank, Amritanjan Electro Plus, Campa, and a parting shot from the air of this beautiful Tollygunge Club, one of the oldest in the country. Great deal of history behind it. Established in 1895, long, long, long time ago, 130 years. That's the clubhouse, the one big white building in the middle, as you can see. So there we are at the end of day 3 at the PGTI.
Highlights of the day. Some great hits, some forgettable misses. Accuracy is paramount to success at the Collingwood Club. Wayward shots are often punished. Beautiful facility, as Mr. Albani just mentioned. It's historic. Jigsaw puzzle shaped bunkers really add to the beauty. What a beautiful putt there, Kshitij Navidko. Some really short putts that were missed today, and there were putts like that. Oh, there we go. That's a double bogey, and one of the worst feelings in golf. It's a toss-up between the earlier shot and this one. Which would you say is the worst feeling?
Very few could be worse than what we just saw Jairaj Singh Sandhu go through there. He looked like it covered it all, every pace there, and still found his ball break away at the very last centimeter. It's heartbreaking. That's what professional golf is. It breaks your heart and it elates you alternatively. And it's just that how you can find and keep a median, balance. Yeah, great stuff like that. Great shots, heartbreaking misses, all go together to make this incredibly fascinating, frustrating, inscrutable game for golf. Nice little highlight package there of the day's action. And as we head into the final day tomorrow at the Collingwood Club, Manu Gandas 6 under round for the day, in a tie for the lead alongside our overnight leader Shaurya Bhattacharya. Forgettable day 3 over round for today. He sits on 11 under alongside Manu Gandas. In tied third place behind them, Om Prakash Chauhan, Akshay Sharma, Sanjeev Kumar, who is the third member of the lead group, all on 10 under, which means this is now a wide open tournament. Kshitij again then converting his final putt of the day. At one point, as soon as the back nine started, Ashwin, it looked like, Shaurya had this pretty much covered. But 3 drop shots on his way back to the clubhouse means he's now in a battle. Let's put it that way. It's going to be, it's at least 6 to 8 players are in with a chance. If you play the way Manu did, or say Jamal Hussain did, or OP Chauhan did, it's just thrown the event wide open, which is nice. I mean, in its own way, unfortunate for Shaurya, of course, but it brings a lot of more competitive interest into the final 18 holes.
And this level of golf on a circuit as competitive as the PGTI, you cannot afford to play 3 over and get away with it. So Shaurya has, not really paid the price. He's still in the lead, but he's given a little sniff to his opponents. It all depends on how he rectifies his mindset in this game tomorrow. Turns to dominate or be vanquished.